Hello everybody, it is your girl from Purple Flamingo Tarot coming at ya. Today we are going to talk about all the different tarot decks and oracle decks that I have. If you read tarot, you know that it's very addictive to see these decks and you're just like, oh my gosh, the art is so pretty, I want it, I connect to it. Sometimes we lose a connection with a deck and it's time to move on. In my case, I cannot go on Etsy without, buying something. So, that being said, so the first deck we're going to look at is actually a deck that one of the very first decks I got. Most of the time, I would re-gift the decks out to anybody who was starting to read tarot if I had stopped, stopped using it, if I've stopped having a connection. And it was being housed in a sock because I used to sleep with it under my pillow. For those of you new to tarot, a lot of times to get connected to your deck, if you put it under your pillow, you're going to have some crazy dreams, but it also helps you connect with the energy of the cards and the cards connect with your energy. So, but you will definitely have some crazy dreams. I'm a vivid, lucid dreamer every day almost. And it's crazy. It makes them, so fun. But this deck, I don't have the box because this is one of the ones that I would ditch the box and put things in a sock or a handkerchief. So this deck is called the Renaissance Tarot. I'll show you the little booklet it comes with. So a lot of tarot come with their own deck. They come with, a lot of the meanings. The authors designate, some special definitions for some of the cards, some of the suits. And I really appreciate the authors and the way that they describe some of the cards. Most of the tarot in general mean the same thing. But if you read their descriptions, sometimes it hits home a different way than a different card would. So what do I mean by that? So when I read tarot for people who come to me for readings, generally I'll use 1 to 2 actual tarot decks, and then I'll use a whole bunch of oracle decks. And the reason I do that is because it tells a beautiful story most of the time. If somebody's thinking, like I have the person shuffle to their question. And I tell them not to tell me what their question is. And so I have them shuffle the cards, and then when they're ready, cut the deck, put it back together, and then I lay it out in whatever spread that I choose. And then the oracle help round out and give a better picture and a better story to what the person was actually looking for. What I tell people all the time is sometimes it will be spot on and it will answer your question without a doubt. I can figure out what someone's asked most of the time just by how the story is going. But sometimes it's not going to answer exactly what the person's asking. It might actually tap into something else that the person has in the back of their mind that they've been, sweating about or having anxiety about. Or if the person is so all over the place, it will be a lot of different stories in one story. As the reader, it might not mean anything to you. To them, it might resonate somehow. But that's kind of what I do. So I'll read the card intuitively, but then I will also, my point to that, it went around in circles, right? So my point is, I will actually, for the tarot, I will actually read from the little books that they come with because I really appreciate the author's perspective. Now, to look at these cards, I'll just show you a couple different cards because we got a lot of decks to go through. I have so many. Let me see if I could show you here. So we have all those decks to get through. So I'm hoping that this video won't be too long because I know people don't want to waste time. So I just want to show you some of the artwork. So let's see. So like at the bottom of this deck, we have the King of Staves. So like wands. So you see how beautiful it is, the art. And then let's see. Here's a Chariot. So the artwork is just completely beautiful. So that's that deck. Now we will move on. So this deck is fairly new to me, and it's pretty, I'm going to make sure this video is not kid-friendly, because this is, really sexual. So it is called the Sexual Tarot. I got it from Russia. And so it also comes with a little book. you know, so that you can read like what the meanings are. And it comes in a few languages. And this one is pretty cool. I mean, it taps into that when you're doing like a love reading, especially. It has a lot of sexual pictures. So I'm going to show you here. So at the bottom of the deck, I've got the 8 of Pentacles. And it depicts a man sitting in bed with a woman with a rose against her leg. And it looks like she's sipping coffee. So they might have just woken up or something, or just done the deed or something like that. But you can see they're kind of covered there. Let me see what else I can find here. This one is the Ace of Pentacles. So this one shows a man laying in bed with a woman. There's 3 candles, and then there's a big pentacle in the middle covering her rear end. But the artwork on this is beautiful as well. But it really connects to that animal instinct, right? That animal nature. All right, so what's next here? Oh, so now we've got the Fairies. So this is not a classic tarot, but I like this author a lot. And the pictures on this are just beautiful. The meaning of the card is actually like on the card. So, or the definition, I would say, that you'd usually get out of a little book. So this one does not come with a little book, but it'll tell you at the bottom. So this one, for instance, and this is beautiful artwork. So you see there's like a foiling on the outside and then fairies on the front. And it's kind of a thick deck. It's small. I don't have that big of hands. So like this one says, 10 of Summer, an emotionally fulfilling life with family or friends, raising children wisely, people you can trust. So see, there's like the definition at the bottom. And then 2 of Summer. See, so very pretty. Again, the artwork on these things are just gorgeous. Then I was a part of a subscription club, and they sent me this tarot of Botanica. So it's all like plant related and flowers. I haven't really connected to this deck, but it is really beautiful. So this is the little book that it comes with that you can read, you know, the definitions. This is the outside of the tarot. And then, so this one would be the 5 of Cups. And as you can see, I think that's like the dying flower or something of Tibet, like the national death flower, because the 5 of Cups is kind of a sad card, but it's pretty, you know. What else we got? Let's see. This one is 3 of Swords, as you can see there. Another sad card, but it's pretty, very, very pretty. But I didn't really connect with these yet. I've had them now for maybe a few months. Haven't really played around with them. Then I've got my main deck that I've been focusing on this for the last couple of years now. I really love this deck, the Lightseers Tarot. I love this author. Chris Ann is the author. The pictures, the artwork is just stunning. The description of all the cards, as you can see, there's a pretty fat deck. This is the outside, and then here's one of the pictures. So that's the King of Wands. And then what else we got? And we got a King of Pentacles. Look at that. I'm just splitting the deck, guys. I'm not doing anything fancy, but all these kind of doubles, as you can see. I had Pentacles. I've had threes and all these things. Sadness and then 2 Kings. This is the booklet. Pretty thick. And, you know, the definitions are lengthy. But, like I said, when I read for people, I actually will read it. Some of my readings can take over an hour because I will read all the definitions, and it tells a better story, and people connect more with them. Then I have the Ethereal Visions, Illuminated Tarot deck by Matt Hughes. This deck is stunning. This deck I use frequently to clarify the Lightseers Tarot. It is so beautiful. So let's open it up. Here's the little booklet that has, you know, your definitions. Here's the outside of the card. And a lot of times, you know, I don't know if they all are the same because I've seen some other tarot readers use something similar, but like the deck will be the same, but the outside of it, the cover of the tarot will be different. So I don't know who decides that or not. But so this one is 3 of Pentacles. Look at how beautiful. Let's see. We got 2 of Swords. So just the artwork is just so pretty. And I like to keep the boxes now because it keeps the cards in good condition. As you saw, my Renaissance Tarot was kind of scraggly. All right, so then we've got the Gilded Tarot. This one came to me. I ordered it. I forgot from where, but it ended up coming with a digital book. So when I use this as a clarifying card, I just read it intuitively, knowing what I know about the card and what that card is making me feel at that time. It's not really my go-to tarot, but it's a nice deck. So this is the outside of the card, and it does have some pretty cool art. So that's the Page of Swords. And then we've got the 3 of Cups. How pretty. Okay. The next one, I thought this one was pretty cool. It called out to me online one day. I think actually Facebook had, you know, they see what you like and all of that, so they advertised. But this is called the AE Weight Tarot. So it's like the classic Rideaway Tarot. Kind of looks like it. This one does come with a little book. And this one happens to be 3D. So here's the little book. Nothing extraordinary. The outside is kind of boring. But so this is the Page of Swords. You see how it it's like 3D. 9 of Wands. So I really like this. I use this a lot too to clarify. Let's see what else. Okay. Then I have this deck called the Constellation Tarot, which is coming up. And it's a really pretty deck. I haven't been using it as much as of recently. I think I'm going to start, though, because it's so pretty. And this one has all the planets and stuff. And the booklet, I appreciate when they give you a better design booklet than the paper, you know, because then it keeps everything nice. But this is the box. Sorry, I didn't show you the box. Here's the box. This is the outside. This actually caught my attention. I'm a purple lover. And then the artwork is just so pretty. So that's Jupiter. And then this one is 6 of Cups. So you see how it's like kind of magical. I don't know. That's what it reminds me of. Magic. All right. Okay, and then my last tarot deck is kind of new. I really like this. So this is not like a classic tarot because it has some like random cards that they made up, but it does have classic tarot and I really like it. It does come with a book, but it also has like the meaning of the card at the bottom, which I kind of appreciate because it helps me, especially if I'm doing like a YouTube video, it helps me get through the reading a little faster without having to look through a book. But it's called Angel Wisdom Tarot. And it's kind of huge. Okay. And so the book is pretty thick, which I appreciate. And then the outside of the card is pretty. And you see how it's got like the meaning of the card at the bottom. The art is nice. See, this is one of the ones that's the ego. That's, you know, not really in classic tarot. This one's the Knight of Swords. So it's really pretty art. But I really do like this deck. I've connected with it. And I'll use this as clarity as well when I'm doing someone's cards. All right, so now we'll get into our oracle. So the first one I have here, and I love this author, Doreen Virtue. I just love her. She's been a well-known author to me for a long time. But this is called the Archangel Michael cards. He is one of the archangels. I say his prayer every day, probably multiple times a day for protection. In any situation, if I'm having anxiety, then I say it. But so I was really pleased when I saw that she had these cards, and they're tiny. They're kind of small. You know, see, they fit in my hand real nice. There's some gold on the outside. And then, you know, all the cards have their own meaning on the bottom there. So you don't have to read a little booklet. The artwork is really pretty, you know. And again, when I read for people, it really helps to make the story that they're receiving, you know, more rounded out. The next deck that I really love, and sometimes people get emotional with this deck, It's called Messages from Heaven, Communication Cards, Love and Guidance from the Other Side of Life. I really love it. As you see, I love everything. So it has a little book. I love this one. And then it's got all the cards. And the cards are so pretty. So the cards, you do a couple things. So the cards actually have messages on them, but in the book it gives like maybe like a paragraph, and it gives a better, more well-rounded meaning to the card. But as you can see, they're so cute. Like the cards are just, the artwork that she chose was so appropriate, and it humbles your heart. All right, so the next one I have, I got this for Christmas actually. I really love it. It's called the Moon Deck. And this is just different phases of the moon. And it's kind of crazy because sometimes when I'll do people's cards and it's around the full moon, they might get the full moon out. And again, people shuffle, so it's not by coincidence, guys. I mean, it's kind of crazy. It's a pretty thick book, but I like that. Again, it's well made. And then, so here's, this one is really pretty. Number 42, I am the weaver of my reality. And it's got a spider in a web. Really interesting art. And then, oh no, this deck I did not get for Christmas. I'm sorry. Moonology I did. This one I bought myself. This was another one of those Facebook ad things because it's got like ancestral. This one says, the rhythm of my breath directs the rhythm of my life. Look at that artwork. Isn't that just stunning? So this is just, it's a cool way to spice up someone's reading. All right, so we'll put that back. So now that I talked about Moonology, we'll grab that one. Telling you, we got a lot to get through. Okay, so Moonology, this is the one I got for Christmas. So this is the one that the full moon and stuff will pop out, or whatever moon phase. So it's got a nice book, as you can see here. The outside of the cards, pretty cool, all the moon phases. And then as you can see, this one, it says, a personal issue reaches resolution. Full moon in Cancer. Cool, right? Bottom of the deck. Work through your fears. New moon in Scorpio. Beautiful. Beautiful art. I mean, these people, whoever is designing these cards are just so cool. All right. Then I was on vacation in Miami, and I was in this little boutique, and I found these cards. They're called Mudras for awakening the energy body. It's a deck and booklet set. So it's like all the chakras and stuff. And it's very unique. And it comes with a nice book that you can go through. And it shows you some positions you can place your hands when you're meditating. But on the outside, it'll talk about what it is. And then the back of the card gives more description. So you see number 30 and how to hold your hand. And then when you read more about it from the booklet, it tells you like what it's supposed to mean and, how you can get through a certain situation doing these like little guided meditation things. So I really like this deck. Then I have one of my new ones, the Lover's Oracle. I love this deck. It's so cute. And, they're shaped like hearts, so how could you not love it? And the artwork on the outside of the card is different for every single one. I mean, it's just so pretty. I'll read you a descriptor. So this one says, emotions are a natural and necessary part of life, but they can also distort your perception and cloud your vision. In order to see things clearly, you must let go of resentment. So, I mean, you get a lot of different messages. This one, it says, deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. So just beautiful cards. So this one doesn't come with a little booklet because the meaning is on the back of the card, which, it's fine. Then I found this next deck, and I haven't really connected too much with it. I might gift it away. It's called Whispers of Healing Oracle Cards. So the book is really nice. It's kind of big, as you can see, my whole hand. but like the meaning of the cards is a lot, you know? So if I'm reading my own cards, I'll read through this, but if you have a personal reading with someone, you know, I might just, so here's the, oops, sorry, blacked out there for a second. This is the outside of the card. I might just read intuitively of what I see on the card. So like, for instance, this one says sleep. And as you can see, there's a picture of a woman laying down in this beautiful magical forest with the moon behind her. And then I would just go off of my intuition. If I had time or if I wasn't using a lot of other cards, because again, I use several decks when I do somebody's reading, and they could be here from anywhere from 1 to 3 hours, depending on how much time they need. I usually take the time with the tarot readings. It's almost like a therapy session, you know? I go through it. Most people open up to me and tell me like what their question was, what advice they want me to give, and I'll give it. You know, when it's solicited, right? If it's not solicited, then I read their reading and then they move on. You know, they go about their business. But most people, you know, they want to talk about it, and I keep it confidential because it's none of anybody else's business, right? Then we have, a lot of tarot readers use this one, the Romance Angel Oracles, another Doreen Virtue set. Love this set. This one's a mini one. I got the mini one. It's easier to shuffle for me and my clients. But, you know, some other readers have the huge set. The outside looks like that. Got nice gold on the outside here on the perimeter. And then again, these cards don't come with a book. So for instance, this one says, heart-to-heart conversations. Honestly discuss your feelings with each other. And it's like got angels. You know, she's all about the angels. Unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. But the art is really nice. Okay, so let's move on. So this one, I really love to use this one as part of my oracle. It is called Whispers of Love. We're almost done, guys. We're coming to the end. So Whispers of Love. This, again, is another one without a booklet. But you don't need it because the cards say what it is. So this is the outside of the card. And I just love the artwork. Who is this by? Let's see. Angela Hartfield. Yeah. So the artwork on this one. So this card says, speak the language of love. Loving words have the power to change lives, including your own. Look how pretty that is. Isn't that art so pretty? And then let's see. Oh, this one. Love who you are. You are divine, delightful, and deserving of the wonderful things life has to offer. I really like when things are so positive. Obviously, not everything can be all sunshine and roses, but when you're getting a reading, you shouldn't come out of it feeling worse than you did when you went into it. Some readers are so negative, I just have to keep moving on. Then I have this deck called Daily Crystal Inspiration. I love this. It's so pretty, and it's teaching me about my crystals that I use. I also do Reiki, and I use crystals in the healing session, and I'm learning a lot about them with this deck. So again, this comes with a booklet, which I really appreciate. The definitions are kind of long, you know, about a paragraph. Actually, it's not that long. I'm being dramatic. The outside of the cards are so cool because it shows a bunch of different crystals. And then, so this one, Pyrite. Let the money flow in. From your lips to God's ears, right? Then, let's see. Let's pick another. Carnelian. Feed your creativity. Pretty, right? So, yeah. So these help. And then the definitions obviously go more in depth, and it helps with whatever the question was that the person was asking or what they wanted to know about or get more clarity on. Then we have, okay, again, another deck by Doreen Virtue. So, yeah, Doreen Virtue. This one I got a long time ago when I first started reading. And again, if you watched my intro, started reading tarot roughly 10 years old. So this card I probably got in my teens or my early 20s. It's called Messages from Your Angels. What your angels want you to know. And they're really, really pretty, but they really do hit home on a lot of things. It comes with a little book. I always read from this, but it also comes with the cards. It'll show you the picture of the angel and then what she has to say, right? So that one's pretty. Isaiah. see. Yvonne. So really pretty. I think she has an updated version of this one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I don't have it yet. Yet. That's the key phrase. So there's, what I'll do in the bottom of the description is post all of the YouTube tarot people that I watch. So there is a tarot reader. Her channel's called Truth Well Told Tarot. I love her so much. So if you're watching, thank you. I love you. You're very much an inspiration. But she had this deck, and I went, I searched and searched and searched. When I saw the pictures that she was doing on her spreads, I was immediately drawn to them. I mean, like, I just had to have them. So I researched and researched and finally found them. So here's the outside of the box, which is really pretty. Again, I really love purple. And then it does come with a little book that you could read from, but a lot of the meanings are on the outside of the card. So the cards look like this. So they come in 3 different shades. So there's a purple, a gold, and then like a lighter purple. And it either be like a yes or no, like this one, for instance, dark purple, no. But you see how pretty that is? Saying no. Gold, within the next few months, so it's giving you a time frame, and look how pretty that is. And then this purpley color, it's up to you. Look how pretty. And then this one was calling to me at the bottom of the deck here. Helpful people. Look at that. Isn't that just stunning? So yeah, but I will definitely post in the bottom of this video all the people that I watch and who have inspired me to take action to do my own channel, because it's fun. I love to do tarot. It's kind of therapeutic for myself. Then these aren't oracles per se, but they're like positive affirmation cards. So what I do is whenever I read for a client, I'll have them pull one of these, and at the end I have them read it. And so it's called Soul Seeds. This was another one that Facebook just got me. They knew that I needed to buy them. So there's no booklet, because again, they're positive affirmation cards. But what I'll do is I'll read it to the person, and then I'll have the person read it 3 times out loud to like own their power, right? So this one says, wherever I look, I see something to be grateful for. And the art on this one is so pretty. All of them are just so pretty. I appreciate all of these decks. You see? And then the people feel more empowered leaving you. You want to leave people better than when they came to you. That's what I've always been taught. Okay, so the last 2 decks that I'm going to show you are Zodiac Oracles or astrology reading cards. They're both similar but quite different. So the first one is the astrology reading cards, and then the other one is called the Zodiac Oracle. Okay, this one, as you can see, this is the outside of the box. Let's open it up, and it comes with a rather large book, which I really appreciate. It's extremely thorough, so each card gets an entire page, which again can take a lot of time if you're reading it to someone, right? So for me, it depends on who I'm reading for, how many cards I'm using. If I'm using a lot of cards, this won't be my go-to deck. If I'm not using a lot of cards and we're really focusing on the more moon, planetary alignments and astrology, then I will and give it the time it deserves. But on the card, it also does have, if you wanted to just go quick, I don't like to go quick on a personal reading because it's the time that you're spending with that person. So on the bottom of these cards, so this one's Mars. It's got the symbol for Mars, and then it says your physical energy, drive, strength, and fighting spirit. So that's what Mars represents. And the art on this can look a little dark if you're, not familiar with things. This one says Venus. This one's Venus. It says the part of you that desires beauty, success, indulgence, and valuables. And so beside planets, there is astrology. The houses are in here. So see like the 10th house. Oh, no, that doesn't say 10th. It says the 4th house. It says your home and the roots of your being. And then let's see if I can find a zodiac. Here we go. Gemini. So here's, and the outside corresponds. So it'll say the zodiac sign card. And so Gemini, it'll show you the symbol of Gemini, and then it'll say the energy is communicative, mischievous, lively, witty, and informative. Simulating exchange is possible. So, you know, that touches on like the Gemini way, right? They're an air sign. So that it's really pretty card. Let me show you the outside. So this is a planet card. So that's what the outside of that looks like. And then the house cards are green. Okay. So that's that one. And then we will end with the Zodiac Oracle deck. Let me just put this back so I don't have too much stuff to clean up after I'm done with this. Oh, making a mess here. Sorry, I don't want to waste your time. And please do like, share, subscribe. That'll be my time to make a plug for myself. Okay, so the Zodiac Oracle. I like the art on this one. Like I said, I like the art on all of them. But this one comes with a little booklet. I really like this because for the, let's get to the English section, right? Otherwise, I won't be able to read to you. So if we're talking about the astrology signs, for instance, Sagittarius, because I'm a Sagittarius, it says the element is fire and it's mutable. So see, it like talks about, it's got like a page descriptor here. Key phrase is I perceive. It gives you the dates of Sagittarius, and then it talks a little bit about like what a Sagittarian would be or how they would perceive whatever situation. Then for the planets, let's see here. Can give you, so for each planet, it gives you a little paragraph descriptor. So it's nice and concise, right? The cards, so this is how the cards look from the outside. And then, so this one is Cancer. Look at that art. The crab claws, you know, the Cancer crab claws, and that mystical being. And then let's see. Oh, this is the element of air. Interesting, right? So yeah, so those are my decks. I'm sure I will have more once I get rid of some of these because I'm always on the prowl for a good deck, be it tarot or oracle. But you know, it helps you round out the story, and you can connect better with people, right? So during my time on YouTube, I'm going to be using several of these, and so you'll get to see, you know, how the readings pan out and how beautiful everything looks. So again, thank you for watching, and have a great day, okay?